Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Robert McFadden. I'm head of sales at Solavei, and it is my grand pleasure to welcome you to this great event. We have thousands of people on this event. In fact, we have double what we anticipated. We will be rebroadcasting this event again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. You'll be using the same link to register. Now, this is a historic day here at Solavei, as many have been up until now. Everyone participating on the call tonight has the same goals and aspirations, and that is a brighter tomorrow. We all came here at this point in time because we share a common goal, and that is to make tomorrow full of hope for millions of Americans. We're going to start with those that we like, love, and trust. Each of our paths have crossed tonight at this point, allowing the next hour to be a mutually shared experience. Now, I am confident that this will be the first of many that we share together. Hear this. Small opportunities are often the beginning of great enterprises. It was a small opportunity when I had the opportunity to meet with Ryan in October in New York City last year, and from where we have gone from that day until now has been a rocket rise. In fact, over the last 8 to 9 months, we've shared some pretty terrific milestones. We've seen the birth of children. We've seen the expansion of the Solavei family at a much slower rate than what you guys, I'm sure, will grow us. We've experienced signing of so many key contracts that cement the foundation of our company, and we have celebrated many birthdays. In fact, we've even experienced loss. The loss of which I'm referring is the loss of our first office. Ryan had such a love of that tiny little office when we first got started that he said that we were so close we could move mountains. Every decision that had to be made, you were never further than 10 feet from that decision maker. In fact, he loved the environment so much that we moved here. He furnished his new office with a conference table instead of a desk. I think we all spend a lot of time in his office. As a management team, we have a passion for Solavei. We have a love of what this company stands for. In fact, I get chills when I think about how big is the vision and how close we are to making it a reality. What we've accomplished in such a short period of time is nothing short of amazing. Every great movement, every great cause, and dare I say, every great revolution has had some very similar characteristics. Common vision and great leadership. I believe that some have the ability to capture the hearts and mind of people and inspire them to do greater things than they thought thought themselves that they could accomplish. Now, I believe those types of individuals will be remembered in history. I believe that we have one such man among us. I feel that history will tell a great story of him. So please join with me, as it is my pleasure to introduce to the call our founder and CEO, Ryan Wirtz.
Rob, thank you so much, and it is a great pleasure having the opportunity to be with all of you tonight. I know that many of you have been waiting for this evening. I know ever since our event that we had here in Bellevue, Washington, our pre-launch event, less than a month ago, this has been a day that we have all pointed toward, and it couldn't have come sooner. There has been so much that has happened over the course of the last and definitely momentum experienced and seeing this grow even beyond many of our expectations. And so as we get into the this is you, founding members of Solavei, being able to share with you the things that you have already wrapped your arms around, and more importantly, be able to show you the things you've not yet seen before, that I believe will take us from the stage we're at right now, to a place that this company is the company that impacts millions of people's lives around the world. And, I had asked you, take notes. Yes, it will be rebroadcast tomorrow night. We had to make that decision shortly before the call due to the thousands of people that are already on this call across the country and what we've been told, thousands of individuals still trying to get in, and so we will rebroadcast that. So let's start. What is a revolution? We have all been hearing this. If anyone is attuned to Facebook or Twitter and have in any way been connected to someone associated with Solavei, you have heard of the word revolution. A dramatic and wide-reaching change in the way something works or in people's ideas about it. We today are changing an environment. We are today changing, we believe, the way things have been commonly accepted and commonly done. Many times in life, we begin accepting things for what they are. And in our history, it's individuals that have been able to stand up and say, you know what, there is a better way, whether it's through innovation, whether it's through pure change, that you end up impacting millions of people's lives. Some of those things today that we have taken as commonplace. You know, the advertising industry today spent just in 2011 $144 billion industry, where companies are spending literally billions upon billions of dollars every single year to promote their brands. We believe there is a better way. Solavei as a company, when we spend, we don't spend it on advertising. We actually infuse. We actually provide those millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, our vision, billions of dollars, to the greatest advertising vehicle in the world, which is people. Today we're all living a wireless life. Where today in this country, we have approximately 300 million mobile connections in the U.S., 2.1 cell phones per household. The person sitting to your left and right, possibly yourself, I know it was like that for myself and our family, averaging $71 on their monthly phone bill. A wireless industry that's $169 billion. When you think about some of the individuals that are around us every day, 70%, or approximately 70 million mobile phone users in this country are prepaid. Approximately 160 million cell phones in this country, they are still feature phones because individuals can't afford smartphones. We today are living a wireless life where it has truly become a DNA imprint of who we are. It's an expression of who we are. We have now moved into an environment of social where we have placed power and influence in the palm of people's hands, in the fingertips of individuals' hands. We're over 900 million people today on Facebook. Hundreds of millions of people are connected through the social graph daily, sharing their ideas, sharing their principles, sharing their loves, sharing their likes, sharing their hurts, also sharing their greatest moments one with another. We have become an influencing society through our fingertips. Many of you who are probably on this phone call tonight are actually here because somebody shared to you. You began seeing Solavei at the front of your eyes. You know, when I start thinking about some of the things that, you know, we've all watched over the course of the last several years, one of the things and one of the pictures that actually come to the front of my mind is the Wall Street protests. I know here in Seattle, Washington, you know, literally the thousands of people that would be protesting, and it was the Wall Street movement. In Washington, D.C., in New York City, it was the pictures that we were seeing in the headlines and on the front cover of newspapers. And when I step back and I ask, what were people really saying there? Were they saying that they're really unhappy with a few having a lot? Or were they saying they want to change? Were they saying they want to have an opportunity for more? And I believe that's what individuals are saying. They're saying, I want to have an opportunity that I don't have today. And we believe as a company that a change is here. We do believe that a revolution is upon us. So what is Solavei? Solavei is a social commerce network that is offering affordable, contract-free 4G nationwide mobile service that actually pays consumers back for adding new members. So if you think about the things I just talked about, you think about advertising, $144 billion spent in just the telecommunications industry, over $12 billion. We said, you know what, we're going to take those monies and we're going to pay individuals back, the greatest advertising vehicle in the world, to be able to promote leading service, $49 a month, unlimited voice, text, and data. No contract, complete transparency for what we provide our members. The message is incredibly simple that we have. It's mobile service, unlimited, voice, text, data, 4G nationwide, $49 a month. Utilizing today the vehicle that we're all a part of, social networks, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Google+, those very things that connect us every day. Except what we've done as a company in bridging between that great mobile service and the things that we do naturally through the social graph, we have actually connected leading technology and have built a platform that brings those two things together that enables our members, Solavei members, to be the extension of our mobile services that we're bringing to the marketplace. In doing that, we enable a very simple return to actually occur for our members by doing just what they do naturally every day, and that is sharing. Something they care for, something they like, something they're getting benefit from, through the very place they're already doing it, connecting it through a platform where individuals are able to be the ones that actually get great return. And I look forward in a few moments for you to hear more about the platform, because we're bringing to the market something that has never been done before. If you think over the last 20-plus years, we've all seen Industry First. We've seen companies that stood up, innovated, created change. And in the process, created great value for everyone who was associated with it. In 1986, it was Microsoft. In 1988, it was Dell Personal Computers. In 1996, it was eBay, and it was Yahoo. In 2004, 1998, it was Google with their search. And everyone that's on this call, we live with it every day, and it's benefited our life. In 2004, we had Facebook that has, in fact, connected so many of us. And what I believe when we look back in time, when we look back 10 years from now, 20 years, when somebody thinks about who changed the market of social commerce, where a company was able to make commerce less expensive, things that you and I do every single day, but in fact, not only made it cost less, but actually made it profitable for consumers every day. I believe the platform that's been created, and I believe you that's on this call tonight, will look back and say, Solavei is that company. We are today attracting the very best. You that's on this call, founding members of Solavei, you're the very best, we believe, in the marketplace and actually attracting the best. As a corporation, one of the goals that I had from the very first day is I said, I want the smartest, I want the very best individuals inside of Solavei. Because ultimately, technology doesn't create itself. Companies don't create themselves. It's people that do that. And we've attracted the very best talent, I believe, in the market. From the executive management team that's here that comes from some of the largest multi-billion-dollar companies that has created those companies, to the individuals throughout the world, from India and Buenos Aires, who are developing the technology that all of you are going to see come to life over the course of the next 2 months. Today, over 140 employees and contractors associated with Solavei building the company that all of you have and are being carrying in the palm of your hand. We as a company have attracted now over 30 key partners. One of the philosophies I had back in October when I had the vision for Solavei was that not only would we build an environment around a cloud computing basis, but wanted to create something that would be considered to be that next generation corporation that would actually leverage the very best minds around the world. So the first thing was we're going to have the smartest minds inside of the company creating what we have and creating what we've already done. We're going to take those individuals and we're going to align them with the very best corporations that they are the best in their field at what they do. And if those companies gain the vision of this company, where we wanted to positively impact millions of people's lives around the world, they would put their very best people, their very best technology. To date, over 30 partners have aligned with Solavei to bring to the market the very best technology and deliver to the market, first of its kind, a social commerce network. The next is aligning with the confidence of great investors and board of advisors, individuals that have already created great companies, that have innovated and created some of the very best products that you and I both use today. Individuals that said, we believe so much in this vision, Ryan. We are not only willing, we are wanting to be a part of the vision of this company and invest millions upon millions of dollars behind this vision to bring it to the market. And so with that, I always believe that hearing from some of those people are the best way for you to get it yourself. And those of you who are founding members of Solavei on this call, I feel it's important for you tonight to hear from those individuals some of them that are behind this company and excited about what we're doing. So with that, Rob, why don't you introduce a couple of the guests we have on the call tonight?
Roland Vandermeer, Managing Partner of Fuse Capital.
Just looking at what's happening so far, it is so explosive, it's scary. I begin to shake, and I begin to think we're pressing the laws of physics to capture and to kind of enable as many people as are wanting to come into this network, because it is that potent. So I've never seen anything like this in my career. I can think of one company that broke the kind of numbers, an order of magnitude less, and it was an exceptional company that we're talking about. So we're an order of magnitude more than the fastest growing company ever in the United States. That's what we're talking about right now. And we might be faster than that. So this is a very scary phenomena, and this team that we have assembled here is outstanding. I've never seen an executive team, a board, advisory board, the positions that are filled in this company. I'm overwhelmed of the magnitude and the ability of the people here.
Soon Oakes, Vice President of Assurion, former Chief Operating Officer and Chief Care Officer at T-Mobile.
Solavei is a revolution. As the Beatles songs say you want a revolution, you want to change the world, well, this is the opportunity. I believe this is the opportunity to change the way consumers do business in the United States and around the world. Solavei is this generation's Walmart. It is going to change the way that quality goods and services are brought to consumers. And everyone wins. You get a quality product and service at a great value, and you can earn money and help those who matter most to you or you come in contact with in your daily life simply about telling them about the experience. I don't know how you beat that. Everybody wins. Ryan has assembled a fabulous leadership team that is working night and day to bring Solavei to the world. Solavei will revolutionize the way consumers purchase products in the United States and around the world.
Eddie Lazarus, former Chief of Staff for the Federal Communications Commission.
From everything I've heard so far, it seems as though the trajectory here is much faster than pretty much any idea I've ever heard of. And we live in a time when explosive ideas create enormous companies, whether that's Google or Facebook. And I don't see any reason why in a few years people aren't going to be talking about Solavei in the same way. This company is trying to break a mold. It seems to me to be the kind of idea that can be enormously contagious. I know there's a tremendous amount of excitement already. You can easily understand why, because it's so simple. Most of the great ideas, when you look back at them in hindsight, you go, why didn't somebody think of that years ago? And when I first heard about this from Ryan, that was exactly the reaction I had, which was, why hasn't somebody already thought of this? And that, to me, is what makes for a great idea, and I think a lot of people are going to see it that way.
John Miller, CEO of Digital Media for News Corp, and the former chairman and CEO of AOL.
The word that comes to mind when I think of Solavei is big. I think this is a major league opportunity, in particular because we're right in the sweet spot of the trends of mobile and social and commerce that will power the next generation of really big businesses. And we can be a business that does good, and we can affect the lives of a tremendous number of people. I've been in this business for a while. I've been the CEO of AOL, and I'm a Chief Digital Officer for News Corporation. I get a lot of pitches. But when Ryan talked to me about this, I knew from the first I was in, I'm in personally, and I'm an investor because I believe in this opportunity. I think it's one of the really significant opportunities that we all have, not only in this industry, but frankly in the world at large, to do something big and good.
Doug Chartier, Senior Vice President of Sales and Operations for T-Mobile.
T-Mobile is thrilled to be partnering with Solavei on this first-of-its-kind approach to wireless. A key to Solavei's success is the wireless network that you and all the Solavei members will be using. This is where T-Mobile really excels. We are committed to providing a network that allows Solavei members to have a great experience and one that you can genuinely recommend to others. Today, T-Mobile USA is a $17 billion wireless carrier with over 33 million customers. We're part of Deutsche Telekom Group, which is one of the largest telecommunications companies in the world. We operate one of the largest, most advanced and dependable 4G networks in the U.S. In fact, we were the first to deploy a nationwide 4G network, and we're already getting tremendous reviews from independent third parties like PC Magazine, CNET, and many others. But we're not stopping there. We plan to provide even more dependable 4G service to more people in more places. So over this year and next, we'll be investing an additional $4 billion on these efforts. Some of the things we're aggressively working on include modernizing our cell towers with state-of-the-art equipment, which will provide immediate coverage improvements across our network, both on voice as well as data. Updating our network to make it even easier for Solavei's members to bring their own device. And lastly, aggressively rolling out an advanced 4G LTE network in 2013. T-Mobile spends hundreds of millions of dollars across the nation to get this message out. But better than any advertisement is word of mouth. The most influential thing you can have is a recommendation from a friend, relative, or someone you know and trust. And that's why we're excited to partner with Solavei. T-Mobile looks forward to providing you and all the Solavei members with a great nationwide 4G experience, which will get even better with the aggressive network investments we're making.
To share with you our platform, here is Solavei's head of product, Jim Ryan.
Thanks, Rob. Wow, I tell you, just sitting there listening to this stuff, this is some pretty exciting stuff. And I guess you got to be thinking to yourself, this is a pretty big deal. How are you guys going to pull all this off? How are you going to put this together? Well, let me just give you a little sampler here of what we're building, what the product's going to look like that we're bringing to market to help all this happen. So first off, just give you a little context of what we were thinking and what the motivations and intent were behind this product that we've built and the solution set. First and foremost, we went with a very simple concept, which is the way that the human behavior works and the way human beings react to things. Stimulus, response. When you take on top of that and you say, well, if I actually add things like competition, if I add things like reward and recognition, then things get that much more interesting. People get that much more engaged. If you look at games like Angry Birds and, the success of the likes of Zynga, you see what's behind this of when people actually start involving and interacting on not just a sharing basis, but also a competitive basis. What we've done here, though, is we've taken all that, and we've also added the elements of real direct reward, compensation, and in addition to recognition and response. And that's kind of the motivation, what we call the kind of educational motivation engine that sits at the center of Solavei and at our platform. And I'm going to show you some examples of that. What we've done on top of that is we knew we had two other problems to solve. First, we needed to make sure we could onboard you simply and easily. And what I said as an objective for the team is we want to be best on the planet in how we actually bring in new members, how we actually take you from an online experience to get you to buy new mobile services, to get you activated and provisioned on your new mobile service, to get you cared for through your experience online, and do that simply and efficiently. So what you'll see is, and what you'll be able to benefit from, is going to be a world-class experience as it relates to getting you in the service. The other key thing we needed to focus on was how we actually enable you to go and communicate with all your friends and family about this opportunity. And how do you do it simply and easily? And we spent a lot of time on that as well, and I think we're going to have a world-class experience as it relates to that. By the way, no one has put those three things together before, and that's really what is at the heart of our platform and our approach around social commerce. So let me show you some of the details here by giving you a few screenshot samples. So what I've got here is just a quick little preview of the onboarding process. This is the first question we'll ask you when you want to sign up for service. We want to make sure you're covered. So we're going to ask you your zip code. I'm going to ask you to put it in that little box there, and we're going to tell you if you're in our coverage or not. And if you're not in our coverage, you could still become a social member without service. However, we want to make sure that if you sign up for our service, if you sign up to get our mobile service specifically, that you're going to have a great experience. We always want to put the member right at the center and make sure that they're getting taken care of. Then you work right through. You buy your phone, or you can even use your own phone. I'm just going to run through these quick here because I just want to give you a sample and a feel for what will happen in this experience. You select your service plan. You notice there's not much to choose from because it's one simple plan. $49, unlimited voice, text, and data. You don't have to ask it twice. It's straightforward and simple. We ask you some additional information in order to make sure that we understand who you are, where you are. We gather some shipping information, and you're done. That is the whole sign-up process for when you first buy your mobile service. The second half of sign-up is when you actually come into the Solavei community for the first time. when you really now are going to immerse yourself within Solavei, both on the web and or on your mobile device itself. First question we ask you when you come on board, we want to connect you up to your social networks, to Facebook and Twitter, and there's a very simple automated process to do that. We also want to give you the ability to select your sponsor, and as soon as you do that, then we take you right into the site. And this is an example of the dashboard. So when you first go into Solavei, and every time after that when you go into Solavei, this is the first thing that you will see. And you will see on the left-hand side of the screen is what we call the community. Community is basically we have rebuilt from the ground up our own social network. So you will have the Solavei community. And within the Solavei community, you can engage with each other, you can share comments, you can share information, you can high-five each other and congratulate each other on your performance. But what you can also do is you can take a number of different perspectives on that feed. Maybe you want to look just at your network. Maybe you want to look at specific people you're following. You can really get granular in terms of the communication level and the engagement and interaction of this feed. Very important to kind of get the viral nature going, to get the community engaged and involved and communicating with each other. In addition to that, there's plenty of features throughout this that actually allow you to directly engage with each other on a real-time basis. So let me give you an example. If I roll over Rob's picture here, boom, it pops up a little profile on him. And within this profile, I see exactly what he's done, where he's from, what my relationship is to him. But I also have the ability to message him. So not only have we built our own social commerce network and our own social platform, we've built our own messaging platform. So this is just private messaging, peer-to-peer. So me to Rob, I'm just sending Rob a little private message here within the Solavei experience. All of this allows that engagement. All this allows that interaction. If you look on the right-hand side of your dashboard, what you'll see is everything you need to know in order to be able to actually understand what's going on in your particular commerce experience. So right now, what I'm showing you is the Fast Action Bonus module. As soon as you join Solavei, starting from day one and for 60 days from the point you join, you have the opportunity to earn bonuses every single time you yourself signs up a trio, signs up 3 people. And what this shows here, it keeps track of exactly where you're at. So in this instance, in my dashboard, I've already signed 3 trios and I've made $350. If I sign 2 more people and get my next trio, that'll be another $300. All of that the system takes care of, the system tracks. All I need to do is push that little button that says invite more friends underneath there, and I have the facilities to go and simply message and post and tweet to get more people in and signed up. And by the way, I've got 40 days, 3 hours, and 2 minutes to do that. So you'll see, just like, Pavlov would love this design because this is all about showing people, exciting people, information and action. It's all give me a stimulus and give me a response. Then you see, after you get out of your fab period, after you start building your network, we give you an updated dashboard view. It's my network. Shows you your personal trios, your extended trios, how much money you've made, exactly what status you're at. And again, at every one of these points along the way, you very simply can go and act upon this information. Now, let me just show you real quick here a few other areas. If you go within network itself, you will have a detailed view of everyone that's in your network. And this way you'll be able to manage your business. And you'll see there's a tab here that says one away. We're specifically going to show you a cut of this, which is just those people who are one away from getting their next trio, one away from earning you an extra $20 if they're part of your personal network, or even at $20 for themselves. That's real money and real simple. And we're just keeping it simple in terms of the information and the visibility we provide. But again, within that, you can roll over anyone's picture at any time, and right away you can message them. Like here, I'm looking at the Jasonator, and I'm seeing where he's at. Now, boom, the system sees that Jason just got himself another trio. I get an alert message pops up within my dashboard that tells me that fact, that the Jasonator just got a trio, earned another $20 for me and for him. Right away, if you look at those little tabs there on the top right corner, right away I can take that, I can go and post on his Facebook timeline, congratulating him on getting the job done. At the same time, That pops up on my phone. So everything I've just described to you, the same exact experience happens on the phone. We think this thing's going to be bigger than Angry Birds. People are going to play this all day long because this is a game that pays. This is a game that's fun to play, and it's a game that makes money while you play it. So this same experience, I see this little notification pop up. Tell me about Jason. I can click on it. I can go right into my mobile app. I can go send them a Facebook post. But you know what I could also do? Maybe what I want to do is I want to say, you know what, let me go and send a private post on the Solavei feed. Let me go and send him a private message within Solavei. Or maybe I want to go and send him a Facebook, let me go put it on my timeline, I'm so excited about it. Maybe I'll just go tweet it, or maybe I'll send him an email. All of this can happen real time and just as fast as I've just described it to you. Literally thousands of people have just heard, Jason made some money, I want to find out how I make some money. They're all flowing back into the system. The great part about all this is that we can track it all, and we keep track of it all on your behalf. So when you have activity, when you're outreaching, when you're going and bringing in new people and new interest and excitement that comes into the Solavei experience, we track it all for you because you should get credit for all of that. And not only do we track it, we give you additional capabilities. You can send emails. You can send Facebook posts, and you can tweet. And we will give you content that allows you to do that. That content that works, content that gets the message across. It literally is a couple of clicks, and away you go in terms of getting the message out there. We even give you something we call the personal invite link. And what this link does is you can basically take this link and you can cut it and you can paste it anywhere you want. You have your own website. You want to put this within your own Facebook feed. Anything you want to do, real time, you can go post it. And what will happen is when someone clicks on that, we track that they came from you so that you get credit for that new member when they join. It's all linked up. It's all connected up. It's all the concepts that we've been talking about here about connecting social, connecting mobile, and lighting this up with a real direct economic incentive and direct value participation. And we've built a platform now that allows you to get in, get motivated, get focused, and get active. Does that sound cool? I think it does. Last but not least, we make sure that we track it all on the back end, so you see your contacts, you see what's going on, you see what's happening. And that's me. Hopefully you guys find that as exciting as I do. Next up, we got Maria Franceschi, who's going to tell you about our brand.
Thanks so much, Jim. As you can tell, Jim's extremely passionate and excited, and it is a pleasure to be working with him on a daily basis on such a phenomenal product. So now I want to talk to you about building a multi-billion-dollar brand. We're building a multi-billion-dollar brand, bringing to market something that everyone will be proud of, and everyone that's associated with this brand is going just to understand that it's the most highly regarded brand in the world. The foundation of our brand is built on 5 key principles. The first one, of course, is people. It starts and ends every day with the people that we come in contact with. We have the great fortune to build such an exceptional team here at Solavei with wicked. We also have had a great you all every day, and I know that many of you on the call today have hands with, and I'm just delighted to be next to you day in and day out. It really is about the people that you like, love, and trust. The next one is price. I worked for one of the top 4 carriers, I won't say who, but I have never in my career been able to bring to life such an incredible value in wireless, coupled with the opportunity just to give everyone a chance to really change their lives and also change the lives of the folks around them. So your friends and family and the people that you come in contact with, we have such a great opportunity to not only make their wireless service the best value in wireless, but also give them the potential to earn money. So why not have your wireless phone for free and then also make some bucks, right? Or dosh, as Jim always likes to say. The product. So as you saw from Jim, the presentation and the vision that Ryan had to empower sharing, not telling, with the tools that Jim and his team around the world are bringing to life, the product has done a great job, and I can't wait for every single one of you to experience it on the phone. And then there's a process, and this one's something that's very near and dear to my heart. We are looking to build a seamless, very, very seamless process, externally, internally, so that we empower each of you with a differentiated member experience. It's all about making it easy for you and giving you the tools and resources that you need to make everything come to life. Simple is the key. And then there's the presentation. It's, the brand is what you're going to see. And I am just proud to show you a couple of items here in the next few slides of how we are going to represent ourselves in the market. The excellence of a multi-billion-dollar brand on day one of our nationwide launch is going to be exceptional. We're going to be able to provide you the ability to see our new marketing site on 9/21, Solavei.com. I will tell you, I've been able to see a sneak peek, and I am just so excited for it to come to life. I wish you all could see it today. But we are making this site something that you will be able to see that the technology that we're building is wrapped around you. We're building it so that it is, when you bring members to our marketing site, they will know that they are connected to you. They'll be able to see your picture. They'll sign your guest book. You'll be able to see your picture in there, and they'll know who they are and who their teams are just by going on to our marketing site. So, and not only that, but then you'll also be able to see that we're building the stories of how to use Solavei, of what impact it's making, of just how it works. Everything is going to come to life very seamlessly in the marketing site. So it'll be a tool that you could use from your phone, from a home, on the computer. It really is going to be something that you'll be able to go to and use as a resource. The other element that I'm really excited about is Facebook and Twitter. We're going to be able to allow you to space or put a page up so that you can actually put your own Facebook and Twitter pages and have the brand of Solavei be consistent, because it really is tying it all back together so that we have that excellence in our brand. And then our packaging. Our packaging is where we're going to start to see the Solavei brand truly come to life. From the SIM card, the box that the phone comes in, our pay card. I can't wait to hold one of these pay cards, because your member ID will be a unique indicator for you that you can hold on to on a daily basis. And it is all about one unique experience, and it is built on powered by relationships. And I think that the brand that you'll see come to life will be extremely exciting. We're also going to give you tools. So we're going to have the templates for you and also have the tools for you to create your own business cards. We're going to give you website wraps so that you can actually look and feel and make your own personal websites look like Solavei. And then we're also going to give you videos to make life easier for you. Let us do the heavy lifting. Let us make it easier for you to build your network. Use the tools and resources that we're going to give you to tell the Solavei story. And then, of course, there's always swag, right? So we will have our SolaveiGear.com that will allow you to have that ability to buy shirts and T-shirts, and it's actually live right now. So if you go out there to SolaveiGear.com and you want to start representing yourself as founding members, I encourage you to go out there. They have extremely cool stuff with high quality. I'm wearing one of those shirts right now and love it. And then, of course, if you want to wrap your car, you can always wrap. There's the Escalade out there for those of you that have an Escalade. But it really is, we're trying to provide you just an overview of how we're going to make it easy for you to bring it to life. And then our goal is to make the impact to millions of people's lives and just make these arenas come to life different than ever before. For those of you that have Ryan on your Facebook page, the other day he put out there a Facebook picture of an arena that was jam-packed with people. My dream there is for me to be able to meet and greet you all and hear your stories about how Solavei has come to life for you, how you're actually making a difference in not only your life but others, and really recognize the initiative that you're taking to change commerce, because we can do it, and we can do it together. And these events are going to be places we're going to recognize and really celebrate all of the success that we have. So together it really is going to be a differentiator. We're going to have fun, and I cannot be more proud to be associated with every single person on this call. And then I also know that together we will build a multi-billion-dollar brand. And we're going to do it together so that we can be proud of all of the pictures and videos and things that are out there. They're made with quality, and that we all can use them and represent ourselves in one consistent fashion. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Ryan so he can tell us about how the revolution is beginning.
Well, thanks a lot, Maria. And hopefully all of you hear the passion in Maria. And there was one slide that didn't make it up. That just because of time, there's not everything could be. And one of the things is Maria heading up our member experience. One of the goals I had at the very beginning is I wanted every single member that came into Solavei to feel like they were family. I wanted us to be able to wrap our arms around every single person that had any interaction during the course of the day. And Maria has not only taken that to heart, she really embodies it. And I have heard over the course of the last several weeks from so many individuals through the Facebook messages that I've received, through the text, through the emails, that individuals said we've never experienced such incredible support when we've interacted with a company. And frankly, this is your company, and we couldn't be more excited to bring to the market. In fact, one of the objectives and goals that Maria has put in place in front of all those involved with member experience, and there is now in Salt Lake City, I believe there's approximately 40 individuals already in our member support area being trained and readied on everything to get prepared for our national launch. But she has an objective that within the next 2 years that we as a company are recognized with the J.D. Powers Award within the next 2 years as one of the very best in providing support in the wireless industry. That's the type of goals and that's the type of individuals you have associated with your company. So I'm going to transition a big part of this webinar tonight to what is happening today and what is going to be happening over the course of the next several months. We have all seen tremendous momentum. We're all a part of it. There are things happening every single day in this company that I believe are monumental. There are things that picture after picture is being taken because we are doing so many things that are frankly our firsts, where we hear our partners saying, we've never seen things move so fast with a company. In fact, we had senior executives of one of our largest partners in here last week, and they said, Solavei has completed record in the history of their company. It is the fastest deployment they have ever seen happen. I go back to, the analogy of the river, and I say it many times throughout the company, associated with the original vision of this company, that we are going to positively impact millions of people's lives. And I say it continually, we're in the river. Just stay in the river. Because when you're doing things right, and when you think about the number of people that are on this call, the thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people that are on this call tonight, it's a river moment. And the river is moving very quickly, and we're all in it, and very positively going where we're wanting to go. So let's talk about some of the firsts that's happened. And I couldn't be more excited than some of the things that's happened in the last 2 weeks, where we've seen something go from a vision in October, where I was writing on a flip chart, to where we literally are seeing a full mobile virtual network operator come to life, and which is a Herculean task. In fact, one of the individuals inside of our company that spent their career in the telecommunications industry said, what we have done in 6 months would take most companies 2 to 3 years to actually do. Well, here in the last 2 weeks, some really key firsts have happened that really benefit every one of us that's on this call. Number one, the team of people came into my office on July the 17th with a big smile on their face, and I was sitting at my desk, and they said, Ryan, we have something for you today. And I said, what's that? And they said, well, let us hand you the very first SIM card that has the entire Solavei ROM, the entire Solavei stack loaded on it, and then handed me a phone and said, Ryan, would you like to activate the very first SIM card and, in fact, make the very first phone call on Solavei's network? And on July the 17th, last week, I took that SIM card, I punched it out, I put in one of the ZT origins, and for the very first time, activated the very first phone on the Solavei network. You'll see that in the middle of the screen here with the name Solavei. It doesn't say T-Mobile, doesn't say AT&T, doesn't say Verizon, doesn't say Sprint. It says Solavei. Made the very first phone call, which happened to be my wife, Chantel. And when I called her, she didn't know about it because it was a surprise to me. In fact, we were ahead of schedule, so wasn't expecting this to happen this day. And I called her. She answered the phone, and I said, "Honey, I want you to know that I'm calling you right now, making the very first phone call on our network, the Solavei network. A great first. More firsts. You know, it was just about 3 weeks ago that we delivered the very first checks, the very first checks to Solavei members. And this is really at the heart of where I live daily. I want to see the very things that people are paying for every day. I want to see those very things actually reward them for being that message. And, you know, the pictures you see here are the very individuals, the very first founders of our company that received their very first fast action bonus associated with it. I couldn't be more excited to be able to see these as well as the millions of checks over time that will be paid to individuals throughout the world. With an objective we have, and I'll never forget me talking to the CEO of T-Mobile. And I told him about, you know, there's a $1 billion challenge. And he said, "Ryan, what's a $1 billion challenge?" I said, "Well, the $1 billion challenge inside of our company isn't how fast we can get to $1 billion in revenues. It's not how fast can we make $1 billion. I said the $1 billion challenge inside of our company is how fast can we pay $1 billion in earnings to individuals associated with our company." And I'm excited that that is the goal, and ultimately, which is leading us to this very moment, the foundation of our company. Those of you that are on this call, I get to join arm in arm with. This management team gets to join arm in arm with and welcome you tonight as our founding members. Approximately 2,000 individuals. In the course of the last week, approximately 1,728 individuals all coming together saying, we want to be founding members of this company. And forever, as we look back, when this company has tens of millions of people, you are the ones. You on this call tonight are the foundation. You're the ones who, in fact, sacrificed, came up with, $529, your activation fee already, and said, you know what, I want to be, before this is even launched, before I can really go out and recruit hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people and see immediate compensation for doing that, I want to be a part. I want to be the bedrock of this company. And I cannot tell you how proud that I personally am and how honored I am that you trusted in this company enough, you trusted in this vision enough to say, I want to be a part of it. And so with each and every one of you, one of my great moments I believe that I get to have in the coming months ahead is to be able to meet one-on-one with each one of you as we go from city to city, and we have the opportunity to shake hands, and I get to personally say thank you for believing this vision. You that are on this call, you founding members, you're the ones who are, in fact, now that this network is live, you are the ones that are going to be performing some of the most important testing of this company's history. You're going to be performing the testing on the Solavei mobile service with your first Solavei phone. You using the service, you are testing the very thing that is ultimately going to go out and be where the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people will ultimately be using the Solavei network. You're also going to be the first to be onboarded. So as we, here in the next month, start bringing individuals into the live system, you're the very first ones that are going to be onboarded. So you are the ones who are going to be first as you build your networks out. You're also the very first ones that's going to be processed through the Solavei compensation system, meaning you're the ones that's going to be earning income first from the individuals that's coming in. And also, now that you are a founding member, you're a part of the Solavei online member support. And I've seen a lot of things in technology over many years, being involved with technology companies. I'll say that the online member support system that's in place to enable each one of us to learn more, share more, do more daily is the best I've ever seen. And now that you are a founding member, you're a part of that. Something that I get to tell you tonight that I personally got excited about myself. So when we were doing the negotiations with HTC, and they showed us, many months ago, they showed us the new HTC One S that was coming to the market and talked about it being the very best device to come into the United States, which we've now seen this with all the type of, with all the reports and all the reviews on it. Individuals feel the same way, and so does individuals who have studied the device. And they showed me this one device, and it was the blue Solavei HTC One S. But then they happened to show me this one black one, and I said, "Oh, I really like this black HTC One S." And it was sleek, kind of like a carbon fiber type of feel to it. The way the camera looked on it, and I said, "I want one of those." They said, "Well, those aren't the ones that's coming into the U.S. That's actually one from overseas." And I said, "Well, I really want that black one." Well, I have literally every single week had one of my guys has talked to the management of HTC saying, get Ryan one of those black HTC One S's. He really wants one of those instead of the blue one. And anyway, so not a week's gone by that he has not been asking where is it. And they keep saying, well, it's overseas. It's not coming here to the U.S. for quite some time, if it even does. And anyway, long story short, over the course of the last 2 weeks, a couple of surprises happened. One, the president of HTC and senior executives of HTC got me an HTC One S, the black HTC One S. And I can tell you, I love this device. It showed up at my house about 2 weeks ago, and they personally wanted to hand it to me because they're very excited about the partnership. $1 million of the inventory to me, and I couldn't have been more enthused. Well, this past weekend, yesterday, I was, many of you, the hundreds of happy birthday messages that came from those of you who, friends on my Facebook, and I got to say thank you. It was incredibly exciting last night, going through every single one of them at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and it definitely was the cherry on top of the cake for me. But this past weekend, the president of HTC came over to my home, and he said to me, "Ryan, I've got a birthday present for you." And I said, "What's that?" And he said, "Well, you have your birthday present on the way." And I said, "Okay, what is it?" He said, "Well, Ryan, we have several thousand black HTC One S's that are actually in air as we speak. And as a present to you, we wanted all of your founding members to have black HTC One S's because of what you said you believe they would be to build this company to be a company that impacted tens of millions of people's lives around the world." So all of you who are on this call that are founding members, I want you to know the black HTC One S's that you just bought are the black HTC One S's. And I got to tell you, you are going to love them. And I know that here within the next week, you're going to be excited when you have them actually in your hand. If you think back just over the last 2 months and how much has happened, it was only in May where the vision started coming to life of the strategic launch plans we had. And the very launch plans that we're all a part of right now, it's the exact same vision that I had last year. The presentation, the webinar that you experienced, is the very webinar that I last November began sharing. And what's amazing when you see execution in life is when you can see something well in advance and individuals just execute on it. That's called clear vision. Well, May was when we were going to identify our 12 first founding members of the company. We did. It was just less than 3 weeks ago where we had 180. Some of the very best networkers, individuals with strong social networks that wanted to embrace this company and make this a part of their life. And here we are today, which was the stage 3, right on track, right on time, approximately 2,000 members of Solavei, all embracing this company and wanting to be a part of the revolution that's occurring. But here's what I didn't expect. What I didn't expect is the viral activity that had already began. Where just a week and a half ago, approximately 10 days ago, we would introduce the lane because so many individuals wanted to be a part of that. And who would have thought that today, just really less than 10 days, we would have 10,000 individuals already in the lane saying, I want to be a part of Solavei. I want to be a part of that $49 a month unlimited, text, data, voice, 4G nationwide. I want to be able to share that with those that I'm closest to. I want to be a part of this revolution, and I want to be at the very beginning of it. What was interesting is to know that this was actually done. The 10,000 number was given to me early this morning, but to think that by this time now, approximately 11,000 people are already now a part of the lane, and we're seeing this continue to grow. Here's what's amazing: this has all been done, what I call with handcuffs. Every one of you that have been going through the process over the last month and a half have had to put people, and I don't need to tell you because you've had to go through this, through an NDA process. Approximately 20,000 individuals have signed NDAs to even hear the webinar. You have done all of this with this NDA process in place. Well, what's exciting now is we now move from this call to our next stage. This is now where we've moved to an outward focus. This is now when we are going to see the social buzz around this company start and build like we have not experienced before. This is where I believe we move from the 2,000. And the funny part about this is actually, approximately 11,000. We'll build to well beyond 20,000, which was our original objective, that by the end of August, the largest webinar in history, you've all seen the webinar, would be approximately 20,000 people. Well, we're already at approximately 11,000 now. What is the number going to be on August 22nd, which is the largest webinar in history? And I encourage all of you to keep that date, keep that thought in your mind, because on that day, we will make history. Very few times in life do you ever get to say, I was a part of the world's largest. That's what we're building to right now and going to come out of this call with great momentum. So we're now moving to what we're considering the empower stage. As of right now, the NDAs are lifted. As of right now, there is no more DocuSign that you have to go through. You're able now, responsibly, able to share the message of Solavei to everyone you know, to your friends, your family, and everyone that you come in contact with. $49 a month unlimited, text, data, voice, the best company you could ever be aligned with. This is now the company that you want to be a part of. Tomorrow morning, the world starts hearing about Solavei. Tomorrow morning, across the PR Newswire, our press release goes live of who we are in the marketplace. Tomorrow morning, the very first articles get written about Solavei. You will now be able to go tomorrow morning to facebook.com/Solavei. And on there, you'll be able to pull the links of each one of the postings that's happening from the newsletters, whether it's the USA Today, whether it's a local paper, whether it's Business Week. On that site tomorrow morning, facebook.com/Solavei, you will be able to pull the links that you will be able to share with your friends, those that you probably talked to, and they said, you know what, I don't want to get on a webinar. And you're able to say, this is what I've been talking about. Next, as of tonight, the marketing toolkit will be in the lane. Go to the Share Now tab on there, and in this is now where we're going to empower you with new information, created and ready for your dissemination. In there, you're going to be receiving your marketing brand guidelines. I encourage you to go through it because so many of you have already shown how strong you are with your creative abilities, and you'll see in the brand guidelines where we don't want to stop that. In fact, we want to propel that. We want to do it to protect and also protect this multi-billion-dollar brand that we're creating. We need each and every one of you to help be a part of that. Preserve what we're creating. Let's not be seen as some cheesy company. Let's be seen as this multi-billion-dollar Goliath that's coming to the market. And you know what? There are so many of you that I've seen. In fact, Jason McKinnis, who's head of brand experience in his company, said, you know what? These individuals are amazing in what they can create. They've created the system, and you'll see it in the member support. You'll see it in the lane under the Share Now. Go to the member guidelines, the marketing guidelines, and in there, there's the website that you actually go to the link that you'll put your creative material in. You will see within a 24-hour period A, is it approved? Or B, here's what you need to do to bring it into guidelines. We want to empower you to be the creative geniuses that you are and help make this the multi-billion-dollar brand that we know that you want it to be. Also, in the marketing toolkit, you're going to see new Facebook content tonight that you can begin sharing into Facebook, into Twitter, and everywhere else. Tonight, you're going to be able to see contact cards and the creation of it, the templates for that. Now, with this is where you're going to be waiting until you see yourself have an actual member status with the company. You'll see the social badges. You're going to see the very template that you need for approved marketing messages inside of the Share Now tab when you go there. Tonight, you will be able to have the on-demand new Vision video, both in English and in Spanish. This is an on-demand, not waiting for a webinar time, not trying to figure out, can I get somebody on a specific time of day? You're now going to be able to send out the link with the new Vision video to those that are closest to you. Newly done, not only in English, but also in Spanish. We believe this is a key market of individuals that not only want, but we believe will be able to drive this message of Solavei into the Hispanic community, and we couldn't be more excited about that. All of this building with these tools to the world's largest webinar on August 22nd. I'll also tell you that we'll have a normal cadence every single week, bringing you new marketing materials, new marketing information. There is a very specific, high-end commercial that is being created right now that in the course of the next several weeks, you will be actually delivered that, to use that to, in fact, show who Solavei is to those around you. So, I've been asked so many times over the last several days, so, Ryan, what about, the people I'm bringing in, my 12, or my 20, or my 30, in this next stage? Do they have to buy the HTC One too? Do they have to go through a process of getting that HTC One device like I did? And again, was so overwhelmed by the quality of our management team, engineering organization, where they have worked tirelessly. I asked them, is there any way that by the July 25th webinar, not September 21st, when we go live nationally, but by the July 25th webinar, that we can have our founding members that are the bedrock and put in their hands now so they can build with great momentum their organizations, every one of the devices that we have available, the HTC One S, the HTC Wildfire, and the ZT Origin? The answer was yes. But what also came to me for tonight is also each person you're talking to from this day forward. It's all three devices, plus it's also bring your own phone. Not waiting for the national launch like so many of you heard at our event here on June 30th. But now, every individual that you're sitting next to, every individual you've been talking to, are also now going to have the opportunity to bring your own phone. For those of you who are founding members, bringing them to Solavei. That $29 SIM card and any unlocked GSM phone that they've got. What does GSM mean? Well, just to make it real easy, if you're on AT&T or T-Mobile, that's a GSM network. Verizon, Sprint, Boost, Virgin, Metro PCS is not. Over 140 million phones in this country are GSM phones. Mobile connections, where individuals are able to take a SIM card and place it into their device. So when you're sitting next to someone, you say, what are you paying today for your mobile phone service? And they say, well, paying $60, $70, $80, $90 or more a month. And you say, what mobile operator you're on, they tell you. And you know immediately in your mind that's a GSM. You say, well, how would you like to have it $49 a month or actually free? And you're able to just place that Solavei SIM card directly in there. In fact, last night I went on a couple websites. I typed into Google and said, unlock GSM Android smartphone for sale. And it was amazing how many different sites that came up that gave me the opportunity to have a phone from anywhere from $39 to $99 to $129 for an unlocked GSM smartphone. That opportunity and that option is now available. When you go to the lane and you see those four, that's in fact what is going to be there for you. And all of you founding members that are bringing individuals into the lane. Which brings me to the lane. All of you who sign up in the lane are going to have early access to enrollment. This is going to be the tool that we are going to use to onboard every new person into Solavei prior to our national launch. This is also the place where you're going to see you equipping your team so they're ready for when the gun goes off on September 21st. This is where we will be onboarding our founding members. Those of you who are on this call tonight as founding members, on August 20th, that process will begin where you're being activated and brought into the entire live experience of Solavei. For those that are in the lane, we're actually closing it on August the 23rd. The lane will only be open until August the 23rd. And the reason being is because we've had such tremendous demand, we have to have a very logical sequencing process to bring people in to Solavei, onto the platform, into the technology before our national launch. And we wanted to make sure that we can get every person that's in the lane onboarded prior to that national launch. So every person that you know, it's about getting them in the lane. And getting them in the lane by August 23rd. And why August 23rd is the largest webinar in history is on August 22nd. You're going to want to drive everybody you know there. The next day, the lane closes. And on that day, we actually lock the system, and it's those individuals who've been in by that time in the lane and accepted is now going to be onboarded in a sequencing process over the coming weeks, building into our national launch. Picture that is a gold mine. I see it as people. I see it as individuals' lives being positively impacted. But let's just use that gold mine as an example. If you got to the day where a gold mine was being opened up, and you got there and you had no tools, you had no picks, you had no shovels, you had no wheelbarrows, you had no dump truck to get as much of the gold that you could out of there, how would you feel? The gun goes off and you've got to get to the store and go buy all this stuff. What the lane is doing for you right now is providing you your picks, your shovels, your wheelbarrows, your dump trucks, so you can get as much out of there the moment it goes off. But also what it means is it's also where you can get as many people with you when the gun goes off to actually do that. Get individuals in the lane, and on the 23rd, you will see that system locked. This is all ramping to our launch, the August 22nd, world's largest webinar. Building then to the next stage, which is September 21st, our commercial launch, is when we go live and the world's going to know about Solavei. The launch party's here in Seattle, Washington. In the coming week, you're actually going to receive an email, those of you who are in the lane, of what the requirements are. It's going to be limited space. There'll be celebrities there. In fact, I was been on the phone in the course of last week with some of the celebrities that are going to be in attendance at that event. You're going to be incredibly excited. Purple carpet, not red carpet, purple carpet. There'll also be a live webcast across the country where we know there's going to be hundreds of individuals in homes across the country watching this, as well as in some venues where individuals are going to want to take part in seeing this via simulcast. From this stage, it is now September 21st forward. And this is now when we are live and we're active in every area of the business, the gun's going off. All of this building over the course of the next 2 months to our Reach the Beach Challenge. And I know many of you that are on this call tonight, you're already very familiar with this. We have a lot of people that are saying, you know, Ryan, I'll see you in Hawaii. I love the messages when I get that. And what that means is this is our Reach the Beach Challenge, where those of you who get 12, and those 12 individuals get their 12, and in their entire total network, so as many people that you see growing inside of your lane that are activated in this system by September 30th are going to receive a round-trip airfare from whatever city you're in the country to Maui, Hawaii, to one of the finest resorts in the world, 5-star resort, the Grand Wailea Resort, there on Maui, Hawaii. A place where we're going to be sharing together over the course of 5 to 6 days and have a tremendous time together, enjoying not only beautiful Maui and the beautiful resort, but also be able to share with you the new announcements of what's going to happen within Solavei in 2013. What this is all being built to is a true movement. And, you know, it was about a week ago, I was trying to understand, why is this happening so fast? Because of all you know, you've seen the webinars where I talk about us having approximately 2,000 people in the month of July. And we now have approximately 11,000 people already pre-registered. I believe by the end of this month, we could have close to 20,000 by the end of this month already pre-registered based on NDAs being lifted and the tools now being put in your hands. And I was trying to understand, why is this happening so fast? Because the whole social viral infection that we talk about happening in the month of August has already happened now. And it was interesting. I woke up in the middle of the night, and here's what I saw. Here's what I underestimated, and I did truly underestimate what is happening because of two things. One, the economy. I really underestimated where the economy is right now. You know, if you think back since 2008, you had everything from the recession. You had people losing their jobs, 401ks, losing their bonuses. You know, we've got the debt crisis over in Europe. We've got, $4 a gallon in gasoline. And individuals, have really become desensitized, where we're just expecting things to be bad. And what Solavei has done with our platform and what we're bringing to the market, this incredible service, less cost, $49 a month, 4G nationwide, as well as an opportunity to see what I do naturally every day actually benefit me, we have hit a nerve where we have awakened individuals that said, you know what, I can have more. I can have better. And I call it hope. What we have done is we've established hope with people. And if you think back what President Nixon said during his presidency, he said a recession is not an economic state. It's actually a state of mind. And what he meant by that is, when people think things are going to be bad, they actually pull back. They don't spend. They hold back on what they have. When people en masse do that, what ends up happening is, en masse, everyone holds back, don't spend. Thus, you create an economic state called recession. I actually think of this in the opposite way, and I use the word hope, an exciting expectation of something good and favorable about to happen. If you give somebody hope, they actually lean forward. They actually get more optimistic. If you do that in mass, where the mass actually has hope, you actually can create a positive economic state. And that is what's happening, I believe, today. And that's the first thing. The second thing that I saw when I woke up that night was the whole thing that's happened with social. We've seen Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, these companies that we're all a part of creating, meaning because of our activity on them, these companies have become really successful. Google goes public with over $100 billion market cap, LinkedIn with, $10+ billion. We see Twitter with, their billions of dollars in valuation. And yet, the average individual says, I didn't get benefit from that at all. And here, because of the Solavei message, those two things, the simplicity of the low-cost mobile service, great quality, at the same time, the very thing I'm a part of every day, being bridged together by a platform where I have the opportunity to be a benefactor of it, I'm excited about it. That's why I see this company becoming as viral that it already is. So what do we do next? This is real simple. It's a simple system. One, get your friends, your family, the New Vision video. Number two, get everyone that watches it in the lane. Number three, teach them to do the same. And number four, all of us together building to the world's largest webinar on August the 22nd. So everyone that's on that call, is a part of not only creating history, but also engaging all of those individuals into the system so they're a part and ready for our national launch on September 21st. Thank you so much for being on this webinar tonight. I look forward to not only building this company, but more importantly, building history together. It truly is a revolution, and the revolution is because of you. Have a good night.